The X-Files has sunk its teeth into many different things. Conspiracy, folklore, the supernatural, but one particular episode stands out. Why? Well, because of its deep descent into visceral, disgusting horror. The host is different. While not as disturbing as Home or as suspenseful as Squeeze, it taps into something just as primal, the horror of infection, contamination, and the grotesque. It's a masterclass in body horror. The monster is the embodiment of waste, rot, and all that's wrong with the world. It's true, brutal horror. Today, we're diving into the episode The Host, discovering what makes it just so brutal, and the mystery of the Flukeman. The Host is iconic, mainly for one particular reason, the monster. But there's so much more to it. It's an embodiment of the X-Files as a whole. Horror, mystery, and a terrifying monster of the week. This was the second episode of the second series, airing the 23rd September 1994. It came right after an Alien Conspiracy episode, so for new viewers of the show, it came as a little bit of a shock when such a disgusting, unsettling episode aired. It helped solidify the show's emphasis on monsters, not just overarching mythologies. Oh, and alongside that, you can't talk about the Host without talking about the monster. The Flukeman, as dubbed by fans, is a creature of rot, destruction, and infection. Modelled after a sewer worm, its appearance is visceral and iconic, becoming one of the most famous pieces of imagery in the whole show. I'll be talking more about it later, so keep watching for that. So, for a basic plot summary, this episode follows Mulder as he investigates what seems like a routine case. That is, until more bodies begin to show up. Something's lurking in the sewers, a mutated, parasitic creature. It infects you from within. As Mulder and Scully race to stop it, they discover some monsters can't be reasoned with, only contained. This episode was a huge turning point for the show. It didn't have an enviable task: create a horrifying monster and a convincing case, set up the overarching mythology, show the Bureau's efforts at stopping the X-Files, and so much more. It did all of this, and did it masterfully. The Host was beneficial in showing just how effective the X-Files was at different types of horror, not just the usual psychological and supernatural. This was clear, unadulterated body horror, a horror where it's human, but just barely. From here on out, I'm talking about the plot, so if you still haven't watched the episode, now's your chance to pause, go watch it, then come back without spoilers. A body is found, mutilated and bearing strange wounds. Stranger yet, it's in the sewage system of a Russian freighter. Though recently reassigned after the closure of the X-Files, Mulder was sent by Director Skinner to investigate, a move Mulder believes is an attempt to sideline him. The case is seemingly normal, a dead body in a sewer, most likely a serial killer, but that's when the twist comes. Mulder's interest is piqued when Scully discovers something strange during the usual autopsy, a parasitic fluke worm nested inside the victim's liver. The analysis suggests it's some sort of mutation, not usually occurring, but still viable. Further investigation links this strange creature back to its origin: radioactive waste, distributed by the freighter and potentially originally from Chernobyl. It has regenerative properties and is now on the hunt. As Mulder follows the crime all the way back to its roots, more victims keep showing up in sewage and sanitation pipes. All have similar symptoms: a parasitic infection inside, seemingly contracted from exposure to the water. Eyewitnesses and evidence all point to one thing: a pale, humanoid creature who resides in the sewers. A gross combination of human and fluke worm, a disturbing amalgamation. With a circular mouth, hooking teeth and an amphibious body, it's a monster ready to strike, and you won't see it coming. Mulder and Scully manage to imprison the creature by trapping it. They observe its strange actions and movements. Soon, it's being transferred to a new facility, which seems to be going well, until it breaks free and begins causing terror in the local area. As the investigation intensifies, Mulder enters a sewer at a sanitation site to witness the creature firsthand. A sanitation worker falls in, and Mulder only just barely saves him. Mulder then manages to seemingly kill the strange Flukeman with a sluice gate. Mulder escapes the sewer and goes to Scully. As they contemplate on the strangeness of the case, we cut back to the dead Flukeman floating in the water. It's still for a moment, before its eyes suddenly flick open. This episode is a lot of things. It's scary, obviously, but there's a deeper level to it. This whole episode is disgusting. It's primal in a sense. It explores many different themes, and I'll go over them. First off, the fear of contamination and infection is just so present throughout the whole story. The very idea that the monster is living in you, biding its time, waiting, it's the stuff of nightmares. The Flukeman spreads its children through its bite, which leaves a strange wound on the skin. That imagery, alongside the idea of a mutant creature inside you, is horrifying. It preys on the very idea that danger isn't some foreign creature, but in our basic life systems. Water, hygiene, even our organs. But it feels different here. The cramped sets are in sewers, places of darkness, like it's alive, and it doesn't want you near it. It's disgusting. Sewage bubbling and water dripping, like the blood in the body. The sewer is waiting. It's horror by atmosphere, just as much as it is action. Now, this is a common theme in the X-Files. Grounded horror. I talked about it in my last review for the episode Squeeze, but it also applies here. The episode feels real, as if it could actually happen. Sure, mutated humanoid flukeworms are less likely to occur, but the dinginess of the sewer activates something in your mind, a little thought saying, maybe this could happen. The X-Files has perfected this type of horror, with nearly all their episodes. And it's impossible to talk about this episode without talking about the most iconic part of it all. The Flukeman. Pale, slick skin, a leech-like mouth, a humanoid shape. All of this together just puts you off. It feels weird because it's not quite human, but not quite animal either. That in-betweenness feels unsettling. Body horror works the best when it corrupts the familiar, and that is certainly seen with the Flukeman. It just looks like a mutilated version of us. What makes it worse is that it doesn't speak. It doesn't reason. It's just simply surviving, and we're the hosts. The Flukeman could be anywhere, slithering beneath your city. It lives in the sewers after all, so watch out the next time you're by a drain. All it needs is to wait for the best time to strike. So, that was The Host. It's a starkly scary yet disgusting episode of The X-Files, far different from Squeeze and Home, but sharing the fear factor. These episodes are iconic in their own right, but many can't think about The X-Files without thinking about this horrifying antagonist. The Flukeman is terrifying because of how similar he is, but how different as well. It's uncanny valley and true body horror. So, what do you think? Was this one of the scariest episodes of The X-Files? Share your own opinions down below. I'd love to see what you think. Thanks for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed. The X-Files is a great show, but I want to see what you would like to see. I'm planning something interesting for next time, but if you have any suggestions, say below. Until then, make sure to stay alert, because you can drain the pipes and shut the gates. But in the end, it only needs one host.